when I watch it, there are two things I took away from this. Two things, right?
Yeah.
The the fact that you had Jimmy Cliff endorse you.
Yes.
Jimmy Cliff, the
Yes,
Jimmy
sir.
Cliff. Okay.
Yes.
It was a beautiful thing, man. It was to have when I was growing up, right? Jimmy Cliff was one of my idols, right? Reggae. My father got me into reggae, right? My father introduced me to Bob Marley, right? And so with Jimmy Cliff, many rivers to cross,
Yes.
and I can't
Legend.
seem to find. All right. And
Yes.
so, I mean, you grew up, really rocking to Jimmy Cliff, right?
Yes.
And to hear you tell me, what was it like having Jimmy Cliff endorse you? Tell me that.
One of the greatest honors. Um, I was blessed to tour with Jimmy Cliff as his bassist, and also with Toots and the Maytals. I worked with these legendary groups as a bass player. I told you my function as a musician first. Last week we spoke. So I got a chance to tour with his band, and when I was making that EPK, I'd asked him if he would drop in a line. He was more than welcome to it. He said, no problem. So, we have we have our credibility in terms of he's not going to talk onto something that he doesn't believe in, and I'm sure that his words mean a lot. So for him to take time out to do it must have been something he believed in, and I'm very grateful and honored he was able to do that for me. I never grew up, like I said, listening to a lot of the legends, but after getting into Kingston and touring, and I was always listening to Dennis Brown, I was listening to Bob Marley, I was listening to Jimmy Cliff, I was listening to Toots, but getting closer to these guys and playing the music right there on stage brought me like to the school, right back to the school in the beginning, the basic school of music. So it was a privilege and an honor to work with both these legends. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I noticed you said you play the bass guitar. You love playing the bass, but you say you play other instrument.
Yes.
So talk to me a little bit about that. What are some of the other instruments you play?
I play. I'm a brass player. I play all the brass instruments. I just don't play the woodwinds. I don't play anything with a reed, a bamboo, a mouthpiece. I use with that trombone. I use a trumpet. I could play a baritone. I could play a tuba, sousaphone. All those with a mouthpiece, brass. So if it's with a reed, I don't play. But I play brass and I play all the strings, guitars, pianos. I play double bass. I'm a bass player. I'm also one of the first to use the electric bass to play melodies here in Jamaica. So I've always been in like a whole. I've always been researching Stanley Clarke, Marcus Miller, Jaco Pastorius, Weather Report. I've always been listening to this type of music growing up. So I've always gone deep into jazz, and I heard the bass playing lead, and I was like, "Wow, that could happen." I never knew that was possible till I hear Stanley Clarke doing this type of thing. So I was turned on to that, and over the years, I've also finished. I completed a 16-track CD, an instrumental featuring the bass guitar playing all 16 tracks. That was also composed and released in 2009. We're getting back into the studio to do some more of that very soon. So I'm always inventing and experimenting with music.
Hmm. So, obviously, Jimmy Cliff is a lot older than us, right?
Yeah,
He's been around for a while.
yeah.
How difficult was it to get Jimmy Cliff to endorse you and make an endorsement like that? How hard was it? Was it easy? How do you know him? Are you a close friend? Is he family? How that came about?
Like I told you, I toured with the man. I toured with the giant. I was in his band. I was his bassist for like 3, 4 years. I went all over the world with Jimmy Cliff. I also did so with Toots and the Maytals. I'm the youngest musician to probably play with the Maytals when I was 21.
Wow.
So when I was doing that, I was just coming out with my vocals when I did that little short 4-minute clip. I was in the band. We were in rehearsal that day, and I asked him, would you be willing to say something on camera in regards to Benjy Myaz? Actually, we were going to Midem. It was like a festival over there in France in 1997. I was
What's it called? What's it
invited.
called? What's it called?
Midem, Midem, Midem,
Midam. Yeah, Midam.
Midem, Midem, Midem.
Midam. Okay.
Yeah, down
Yeah.
down in the south of France, Cannes, down in Cannes, right, south of France, right. So this is one of the hugest and biggest and largest music festivals, right? And so Jimmy Cliff was invited to perform. I was already booked to go as a new artist from Jamaica. And I asked him, so you'd go into a booth, you'd set your stuff up, you have your video. Those days it was VHS. It wasn't CD yet. It wasn't DVD yet. It was VHS. So you would have your VHS player on loop and record loop in the on replay. Probably would have to bounce some videos out several times on the one tape. So he was on that tape talking about Benjy Myaz. I hooked up with VP Records from that festival. They took my first album. So it was important to have his word. Even for something like today, to hear him speak, it's like you're saying, it's a great endorsement. So I'm very honored to have him in this clip. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can speak for myself, but I think when I say this, I think most people would agree. If you toured with the band, with Jimmy Cliff, right, the legendary Jimmy Cliff, and you had the opportunity to be in his shadow, to be able to be on the same stage with him, and if Jimmy Cliff can endorse you, you know your music good, your music solid, right?
Yes.
Solid, right?
He knows, and I've also recorded with him. We have exchanges. We have exchanges in studio. We have we have communication in rehearsal. We have exchanges on the.
What was that like? Were you intimidated? What was that like? Were you intimidated?
No. Jimmy Cliff, Jimmy Cliff is very, very humble like that. He's not like that. So he likes a younger musician, and when he met me in the studio, he invited me on tour. I went on tour with Jimmy Cliff about 1997, 96. I worked with him I worked with him up until 2000 when we had a huge festival here. Actually, it was a series of shows, and finally they had like a big night. It was a World Food Day. It was a show that was done by the United Nations, and Gilberto from Brazil, Miriam Makeba, South Africa, Hugh Masekela, Jimmy Cliff headlined with Sounds of Blackness. He was called the Rain God the next day. He's very special. The rain came down when he was singing I Can See Clearly Now. And when the song was completed, the rain stopped. This is a very powerful artist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Wow. This is just always something different, a high level.
Right. So like well, most artists, at least in America, right? And I think that you're telling me it's the same case in the Caribbean, right? Most Black artists have the foundation of the church, right? The singing gospel. So you have the discipline of gospel, classical, right? And then you have jazz, right?
Yes.
Would you say that those genre of music, or those discipline of genre of music, would you say that was it kind of really influenced you as to what kind of music you wanted to put out? I mean, I mean, I'm not sure I'm saying it right, but obviously they're different.
You're correct. You're correct.
Okay.
All about
talk to me a little bit about that.
You're on point. So again, excuse me. Again, having subdued reggae music because it was a radical music in terms of, even in the 70s and the 60s, the lyric was very radical, and so Dad never wanted us to get too radical. You know what I mean? So reggae music probably would have transformed us. He would be thinking that. But I was blessed to be able to pick sense out of nonsense, study what was good for me, what wasn't. So I got into reggae music via Bob Marley, and so that's the channel I came through, where I heard all the things in Bob Marley's music. I heard jazz, I heard the blues, I heard R&B. There were so many arrangements, so I could relate to his music easily because I knew all these styles already. I was studying these different styles. So Bob Marley to me had the formula for the sound, was full now, was rich. Everything came together in his music. And as eventually I started kind of trying to find my own groove. So I'm sure the influences from all these genres is responsible for my sound today. I'm very confident and sure about it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And we're about to take another break in a couple of minutes. And play one of your other videos, music videos that you've created. But you have been, I know you say you started out very young, as a young man, right?
Yeah.
And this is like a lead-in question. You don't have to answer now. We can answer it on the other side. But as a young man, you started out very, very early, you know, and you realize how much you love music, you're passionate in music, and then obviously you transition into the professional, doing music professionally. How many years would you say? Do you count? Do you start counting from when you were a boy, and then you combine that as you became a professional? When would you say that? What number of years would you say you've been really at this, and would you say you've been in the music business?
I've been playing since I was 7 years old. Let's say that.
Right.
And I've been professionally doing music since I was 16. And by the time I was 21, I was touring. I was already touring. So I started professionally 16, in my 50s right now. So you can do the maths. It's been a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, let's play this other piece called "Unforgettable." It's a nice video with a beautiful young lady, you know, grooving, you know, and really, you know, really coming out strong with some nice, good lyrics.
Yeah.
And so,
yes.
You know, I'm playing this because we came out of the Rootsy Rhapsody story, and so there was a clipping of the young lady in "Unforgettable." I'm having a conversation with I call him Benjy, but again he go by Myaz Works, and he's a guest here on the Muse. He's on our live showcase this evening. He has a big event coming up, an e-launch coming up on Sunday, January 31st. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation here on the other side on the Muse on DMX. I'm Anthony Weeks. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Pretty lady, sure got my baby. Woman, I wanna hold you and squeeze you like I used to do. And make believe that I'm your king and you're the queen of this love we share. And time after time I get this feeling that I'm so in love with you. And just to look out my window each night I see the stars and love above. Let me love you, please you, do all the things that you want me to do. Let me touch you, yes, kiss you, and show you what I feel inside my heart. Let me love you, please you, and do all the things that you want me to do. Let me touch you, kiss you, and show you what I feel inside my heart. Unforgettable dream, unforgettable dream. You're the light in my life and you mean so much. Unforgettable dream, unforgettable dream. I wanna tell the world how much I love you. Unforgettable dream, unforgettable dream. You're the light in my life and you mean so much. Unforgettable dream, unforgettable dream. I wanna tell the world how now. See it, lady, only you can fulfill all my happiness. Late at night I hear your voice even though you're really not there. Over and over there's a vision of you in my life. When I look out my window each night I think about you more than twice. Let me love you, please you, do all the things that you want me to do. Let me touch you, kiss you, show you what I feel inside my heart. Unforgettable dream, unforgettable dream, light in my life, baby, so much. Unforgettable dream, unforgettable dream. I wanna tell the world. Oh, now, unforgettable dream, unforgettable dream, so irresistible. Unforgettable dream, unforgettable dream. I wanna tell the world. Oh, now. things that you want me to do. Let me touch you, kiss you, show you what I feel inside my heart. Let me love you and please you. Do all the things that you want me to do. Let me touch you, yes, kiss you, show you what I feel inside my heart. Let me love you, please you. Do all the things that you want me to do. Let me touch you, yes, kiss you, show you what I feel inside my heart. Whoa, whoa, darling. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Whoa, whoa, darling. Whoa, oh, now, 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 yeah. Whoa, whoa, darling. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Whoa, 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 see now.
All right, we're back, and my special guest this evening on the Muse is none other than Myaz Works, better known, aka Benjy. Benjy, welcome back, man. So I'm having
Yes, sir.
having a great conversation. Really enjoying it, man. I like these. I don't like interviews. I like conversations with my guests. The ability to be able to really feature and showcase the great talent that that comes out of just music period. I'm a big music lover, but being a part of the Caribbean, it really does the heart good to see the kind of talent that comes out of the region.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, Benjy, your music is it's a kind of I think what they call it. They call it reggae, not reggae rock. It's what's it called again?
Lovers rock.
Lovers rock. There you go. Thank you, Lovers rock. Yes. That is the song. That is your signature song with that one, especially that one called Unforgettable, right? Lovers rock.
Yes.
So, as a musician, right? In the music business, there are all kinds of people who have great voice, right? People who can blow. They got good vocals. They can sing. But for some people, a lot of people, that's it. They just can sing. They're not musicians. They don't play any instrument. They don't write their own music, and so they're just good singers. Where would you put yourself in terms of he's smiling? He says, Benjy smiling. Where you put yourself in that category in terms of the total package? Are you the total package, or are you, where do you fall?
My voice is another instrument, so I'm learning to use that instrument since I started recording it. So I am always willing to find a way how to. I love George Benson. I love Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I love to see musicians playing instruments. I've always been one to admire a player of instruments. So I've never I wanted to always play. I want to play. So when I think about vocals, I see it, for me, it's an extension of the talent. It's another instrument I'm learning to play. So you said something important. Lots of singers can sing. Lots of people can blow. We use the phrase blowing, but they're not convincing. So I've always wanted to be from the soul, not so much from the mechanics of music, but from the feeling, the emotions of music. Even though we studied the music, the theory and the rudiments of music, it is not created from that place. However, it's created from the soul. Those things are guidelines to formulate your compositions, but the DNA of a songs is the emotions and the feelings and the what would you say, the connectivity. Can someone relate to it? Can they feel it? what you're feeling. That's my point when I'm making music. So I'm not the greatest vocalist, my brother. I would tell you the first one to tell you that. I'm not the one with the range and the long range missile. I don't shoot so high. You know, but I'm comfortable in my zone and I will always stay in my lane and I navigate where and my motto is always know your limitation. That's the best thing to do. Never go over the boundary. Always know your limitation because everybody has a point of a limit, you know, in terms of their range.
What about on stage performance? Because that's like I don't want to say pet peeve, but you know, there are two things that kind of make me go, when an artist sounds great in coming out of the studio, they sound great recording, but then when they get on the stage, you're like, nah, can't be the same artist. Wait, is that the same artist I'm listening to, and now they're on stage performing?
I know
it just doesn't it doesn't connect. There's no connection there. And then when
you're right.
when they get on the stage, right, they're not performing. So for me, on stage presence and the ability to perform and entertain is part of that package. Where do you fit into that? How do you feel about that?
I think I should leave it to you to tell me. You know, your fans and my fans and your viewers and my listeners, they tell me, you know, but I'm comfortable in my skin. I've always been, we were live musicians before we got into the studio. We played live in the hotel. Have you ever been to Jamaica?
You know, I'm a little bit embarrassed and a little ashamed to say I haven't.
That's all right. That's all right.
I was supposed to. I was scheduled to be there, and something came up, and I just never made it. So, but I hope to get there one day.
We just wanted to make reference. If you've been there, I think you would have seen it. If you came to the North Coast, when you come into Montego Bay, that side is referred to as the North Coast. We have two south and North Coast lines. Jamaica is long, right? So not big country, but you know, it takes 4 hours to cross the island. Okay.
Wow.
So,
wow.
All right. So that's from east to west, and all the way from Portland to Hanover.
Yeah.
We have resorts. Many resorts. So we grew up on the North Coast. I played 12 years in different resorts, not one, in different ones, total in 12 years. I played 6 nights per week. It's like a Las Vegas setting. Yeah. So we were getting the time, we were getting that experience, we were getting that on-stage vibration from an international perspective because all the tourists were coming from all over the world. So even today, it's still present. The North Coast, the hotels are there, you know, not, you know, because COVID came and there's a lockdown, but when it's functional, all the hotels, they have some kind of entertainment program. There's a resident band kind of thing going on from 5-6 days of the week. So if you come from the North Coast, you would have gotten the live experience way before the studio. Mike Spice is a friend of mine, a very talented artist.
Really? Okay.
He's from the North Coast. He came to the North Coast. We played in the hotels together. You have Junior Jazz, another talented musician who goes to Moonsplash, plays guitar with the Wailers, Diana King. Chuck Turner, Frankie Paul came down to the North Coast. Freddie McGregor came to the North Coast. Boris Gardner came from the North Coast. Karen Smith from the North Coast. AJ Brown, who is the lead singer for Third Rail, he's from the North Coast. So it is an institution by itself. You know what I mean? So by the time you get into the studio, you're really learning studio techniques. But when it comes on to live, you would have had certain kind of experience with dealing with the audience. So I think we are blessed to get that opportunity before. So I would put myself somewhere where I can navigate, like, you know, I think I can manage myself, but I prefer to leave that to my audience because it's also something you have to be flexible with, you know, not the same application for every venue, every audience is different, you know. So
all right, so we have a couple minutes left, and I'd like to play this next piece, this next video called "Hook on You," right? Mm-hmm. But before we do that, can you just share the information on your big day coming up this weekend on Sunday? Let people know, give them the details that they need so they know where to go, and you know, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, tune into the Benjy Myaz official webpage. It's BenjyMyaz official.com, and we'll be presenting the show. It's called Neural Oscillation. That's the name of the presentation, and it features the launch and the release and I would say, you know, semi-acoustic live performances of invited guests and all a mixture of music. We have a DJ, guest DJ, Nigel Dunn. He's my special guest. He'll be doing some stuff on the sound system. I'll be performing along with the sound system, performing along with the band. We'll be doing our semi-acoustic setup. So please join us at 4:30 Eastern. 4 p.m. Eastern, not 4:30. 4 p.m.
Yep.
Eastern, EST, and everything is going to be pointing to the web page. That's where the traffic should be going. The BenjyMyazOfficial.com. So if you follow social media, I'm on Facebook, Benjy Myaz Official, on Instagram as Benjy Myaz Official, and you'll find the website, BenjyMyazOfficial.com.
Benjy, I want you to know I really enjoyed this time that we spent carryover from last week, and I enjoyed talking to you. You know, the vibe's good. You know, it's not everybody that when you speak to them, you kind of flow. You know, you and I I'm flowing with you, and I want to commend you on the work that you do, and just your music. You make great music, and I really would like all the best for you. You know,
thank you very much.
Coming out of this pandemic, and hopefully things can get back to normal, so you can get on the road and do your touring and performance. But
thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Until then, Sunday is his big release, e-launch, and so tune in. We're gonna go out with this song called "Hook on You." All right, Benjy.
Thank you for having me again. I'm very, very grateful. Much respect.
Much respect. All right, sounds good.
All
right,
bye-bye.
We'll talk later. Bye.
Right.
Just press the button.
Whoa, yeah. See now, from the first time that I laid my eyes, you got me wondering what a feeling so revealing. You got me thinking, how could this be? You and me, sharing our lives together, even through the stormy weather. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. Oh yes, I mean it. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. Oh yes, I mean it. We now and forever, let's stay together, even through the fire. I hope you can see just what you mean to me. This is how our love should be. And I know that we've got places to go. I know that our love can grow. I know that you know what I'm trying to say. So baby, how do you wanna end today? You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. Oh yes, I mean it, baby. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. Oh yes, I mean it. From the first time that I laid my eyes, you got me wondering what a feeling so revealing. You've got me thinking, how could this be? You and me, sharing our lives together, even through the stormy weather. Ooh, now, I know that we've got places to go. Trying to say, so baby, I know you wanna end today. You got me hooked on I'm gonna do without you. Oh, yes, I mean it. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. Oh, yes, I mean it, baby. You've got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. Oh, yes, I mean it, Louis. You've got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. Oh, yes, I mean it, baby. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without
This is an introduction to a wonderful romance between a man and his music.
This is Benjy Myaz, musician, producer from My Works Music, Kingston, Jamaica.
pretty lady, sure got my baby.
There's hype, and then there's music in the recording industry. Benjy Myaz says he's interested in mastering music, avoiding the hype, and fusing genres to create a fresh sound.
I've always wanted to create my own music and to be able to record and to bring to life my creative feelings. I play several instruments. I like to play especially keyboards and the bass. But I was taught other instruments as well.
One of the areas that is very important to development of music in any country, in anywhere, is the composers, the writers, and Benjy Myaz have that skill. You see, Benjy don't only write on a regional, but him write on an international level.
And steady wins the race, he believes, and he has the projects to prove it.
Big ups in Enigma for working on Unforgettable Dream.
Unforgettable dream.
That was our previous video, and another video to come out for my new single with the legendary Marcia Griffiths.
You make me feel brand new. I'm so glad I found you. Joy removes the pain. It's like I'm learning to love again.
And we're very proud to work with her as well on that track. Honored to work with Mikey Spice. We're also doing a cover of Wildfire, which is a hit song done by John Oates and Prince Dennis Brown. And we are also musicians from the North Coast who used to do that song together, and we are looking forward to recording and bringing that one. All these songs will be compiled on my EP coming out for the summer, and hopefully we'll be coming to the United States and all over to promote our new music. Until then, check us out on social media. Google search Benjy Myaz, Benjy Myaz. One love. Peace.